There's a debt payoff argument running for over a decade. The Debt Snowball, the method Dave Ramsey built his career on, tells you to ignore your interest rates entirely. You list your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, and you throw every single spare dollar at the smallest one to secure a quick, highly visible win. The spreadsheet crowd takes the exact opposite approach. They run the Debt Avalanche. Their logic dictates that a higher rate is simply a faster leak in your budget, and the quickest way out is attacking the highest interest rate first, regardless of the balance. Run the actual math on both, though, and you find a counterintuitive truth. Credit cards tend to carry the steepest rates in a portfolio, and they also tend to have the smaller balances. Because of that, the two methods routinely target the exact same debts in the exact same order. For most borrowers, this fierce decade-long debate is about nothing. Choosing a side blindly only matters if the two methods actually lead somewhere different. Meet Jake and Marcus. They have the identical debt profile, down to the dollar, and the same $1,200 a month to put toward it. Each carries a $22,000 student loan, an $18,000 car loan, and an $8,000 credit card. Here is their debt profile. The $8,000 credit card holds the smallest balance and the highest rate, at 24. A balance at 24% grows about 4 times as fast. The math demands that you treat the fastest leak as your primary objective. This graph tracks that compound interest over time. By aiming at a small balance, regardless of rate, you can leave an expensive balance untouched, allowing it to quietly run up a massive bill. That is the snowball tax. The Avalanche has a strict refinement for finding those leaks. The rate on your statement isn't always the true cost. Since interest on a student loan can be deductible, a 6% loan might mathematically function closer to 5% after taxes. That tiny mathematical distinction reveals the true order of your fastest financial leaks, though it only really dictates the order when two debt rates sit very close together. The snowball method does have a structural defense. Every separate debt you carry is a separate monthly payment you have to track, which means every account is a potential failure point. A single missed payment can trigger a penalty rate near 30%. That is a far more expensive event than any ordering decision you can make. By clearing whole debts quickly, the snowball removes those failure points faster. Fewer open accounts means more slack in your monthly budget for the moment your car breaks down or your hours get cut. The snowball isn't mathematically cheaper, but it offers a serious, structural answer to the risk of financial instability and plan abandonment. To see what happens when the math actually splits, we drop the budget to $1,000 a month and look at a messy debt pile. There is a medical bill of $2,500 sitting at 0% and a personal loan of $6,000 at 12%. Jake runs the snowball, attacking the 0% bill because it's smaller. The 12% loan sits unattended, compounding. Marcus runs the Avalanche, ignoring the 0% bill to kill the expensive 12% loan first, shrinking his fastest leak. In this exact scenario, Jake pays extra, out-of-pocket interest to secure the psychological win of clearing the smaller medical bill. This divergence is the only time the debate matters. You simply have to decide if the safety of a quick win is worth its literal price tag in interest. The abstract 15-year argument is irrelevant to your actual life. The only thing that dictates your outcome is the precise mathematical relationship between your specific rates and your balances. Stop picking a side based on which ideology sounds better. Look at your own accounts and calculate the exact dollar cost of the snowball tax for your specific pile. Pick the method you will actually stick to, but only do it after you have checked the price tag.
Ask the internet how to pay off debts, and you immediately hit a wall of competing advice. Half the financial world demands you use the snowball method, clearing smallest balances first. The other half insists on the avalanche method, attacking highest interest rates first. Let's test them. Meet Jake and Marcus. Both men hold the exact same credit cards and personal loans. Both have an identical monthly budget, and both possess ironclad discipline, dedicating exactly $1,000 to their bet every single month. The only difference is their rulebook. Jake strictly follows the snowball method, while Marcus rigidly adheres to the avalanche. This chart shows the results of their choices. Despite identical effort, Jake's path spikes his total interest paid, costing him nearly $1,800 more than Marcus. He also stays trapped making payments for 2 additional months. Yet, if you run these identical mathematical rules on a different person with the exact same total amount of debt, choosing the snowball method might cost exactly $0 extra. The discrepancy persists because the standard rules ignore a specific variable, one that completely dictates whether your payoff order is a simple matter of preference or a significant financial penalty. The cost of getting out of debt isn't just about interest rates. It is driven by a specific structural arrangement, the geometry of your balances. This diagram illustrates the most dangerous geometry a borrower can face: several small, cheap debts physically stacked like a wall in front of a massive, highly expensive balance. By forcing you to clear the smallest balances first, the snowball method traps you here. You spend months chipping away at a cheap personal loan, while that 24% credit card sitting behind them rapidly grows unchecked. The penalty you pay for this trap is the snowball tax. It can be calculated as the size of that expensive balance multiplied by the amount of time the small debts delay you from attacking it. Time blocked from the highest interest rate acts as the primary engine of financial loss, turning an accounting problem into a challenge of physical geometry. The $1,800 penalty on your statement is only the visible portion of the loss. The real damage is found in what that money could have done instead. Marcus finished his payoff 2 full months earlier, completely freeing up his $1,000 monthly capital, while Jake was still writing checks to a lender. This line graph shows the power of opportunity cost. If Marcus takes his saved interest, plus those 2 months of newly freed up payments, and invests them into a standard 7% market return, the math changes entirely. By the time these two men reach retirement age, compound interest stretches that initial $1,800 gap into a $20,000 wealth disparity, which raises a crucial question. Before picking an order to attack your debts, is it possible to alter the debts themselves? If your credit allows, you can utilize a process called rerating. By paying a one-time fee of perhaps 4%, you can transfer your high-rate balance to a new card offering 0% interest for 18 months. This effectively freezes the damage. Altering the interest rate mathematically neutralizes the dangerous geometry, saving you more money than either payoff method ever could. Rerating your debt beats reordering it. If rerating isn't an option, you need to stop guessing and start diagnosing. You can categorize your specific debt shape into one of 3 strict cases. Case 1, highest rate is the smallest balance. Methods are identical. Case 2, rates are similar, keeping the penalty small. Case 3, small debts block a massive one. This exact geometry creates that $20,000 mistake. Order is critical. Yet human psychology dictates that without the motivation of an early win, many people facing this massive block will simply lose heart and stop. The solution is a hybrid sequence. You clear exactly one single small debt, securing the necessary psychological momentum. Then you stop the snowball and immediately redirect all of your capital straight towards the highest interest rate. The decade-long debate between Snowball and Avalanche is a false choice. By diagnosing your specific debt geometry, you can secure the psychological motivation you need while protecting your future wealth from the lender.